Texans 21 years and older can carry a handgun openly or concealed in public places without a license. Texas joins 20 other states with similar bills on the books. So what will it mean? Attorney Eric Cedillo, an adjunct clinical professor of law at SMU, joins us now to talk about it. Thanks for being here.
Sure, thanks for having me.
So this means no one needs to take a class, right, in order to carry a gun right now?
Yeah, it's pretty much what the end results are. Of course, you have to be qualified. You can't be non-qualified if you have a felony record, if you have some certain types of misdemeanors over the last 5 years. But basically, if you're over 21 and otherwise eligible, you are able to carry without a license. And that includes, of course, holstered weapons, handguns, as well as concealed weapons.
So what about businesses? Can businesses still keep people from carrying?
Right. We've always had the requirement that businesses could, in fact, post signage that said no unlicensed or licensed handguns on the premises. Probably need an additional sign that says no handguns, period, to kind of encompass everything. But they do have the ability to do that, as do employers. They have the ability to tell their employees that they cannot bring their firearms to work. And of course, a lot of the prohibited spaces that we've always had, like schools and hospitals and polling places, those still apply. So unfortunately, many who have not gone through the training program, who are going to be carrying, may not realize this, but that could be breaking the law if they're not careful. So I would suggest or advise that folks who are going to take this option, that they look up at the very least on where they cannot take in handguns.
What are the penalties then if folks do break the law?
Yeah, there's some misdemeanor penalties. Some of them are Class C. If, for example, you walked into a business and missed the signage, and they asked you to remove your handgun, you didn't do it, then theoretically you could be charged with a Class C misdemeanor, which isn't too bad a deal, but that could cause problems for you. Certainly, if it was your place of employment, you could lose your job, things of that nature. So certainly heightened restrictions against felons who possess firearms. That goes up significantly in terms of a felony prosecution. So I would suggest that people actually go online, read what's happening before they actually start carrying without a permit.
I know you are a professor of law there at SMU, and so I'm just curious because I know there's a lot of talk about the potential for increased violence. In Arizona, for instance, there was some speculation when they changed the law there that they would see an increase in violence. In 2018, they found that they really didn't have much of an impact. Are you worried about what you might see show up in the court system?
Well, I would hope that not be the case. We certainly have had the ability to transport our guns in our cars and things of that nature. But of course, concealed handgun permits have been issued. We thought there was going to be a rise in the numbers of problems with that. So luckily that hasn't happened. I think the issue with this, however, it may just give people more of an opportunity to negligently display their firearms and/or without the training, without the proper protocols in place, there's a very real possibility that people could negligently discharge their guns in certain areas, and that could become problematic, more so than perhaps premeditated issues with respect to crime and other things. So these are things that people really need to take notice of, and if you decide to do it and take advantage of it, then you should read up on it. The state is providing a safety course that unfortunately they haven't put up yet, but when they do, it'll be available to everybody who wants to take a look at it. It's not required, but it's something that I would suggest people look into.
And those folks who do have a license to carry can still get those licenses to carry. It gives you such exemptions like from a background check when you do buy a firearm.